So I've been thinking a lot lately about the harmonica as an instrument. So a harmonica is a real instrument like everything else. But how come it's not how come it's not treated that way? Is it the easy accessibility and then through the years that it could be easily cheaply made so it turned into a kid's toy? Yes, maybe, but I really don't know. But I've just ever since I've started really playing and I realized that the harmonica isn't just a toy but a real instrument. I've had a lot of um frustration around this area, and it had me thinking that at first it was me blaming others. It was me blaming others for them not playing the right type of music, for them playing Bob Dylan style, for them playing what they want to play. But how can I be mad at someone for them playing the way they want to play? You know? They're it's it's the way they express themselves. And I bet that's the way people feel with me if they hear my playing. They're probably thinking, why is he playing like that? The correct way is to play like that. And I think maybe we've all had that thought before on the harmonica before. And especially the people that started with listening to blues harmonica, old school blues, or you know, Lil Walter, I'm not good at juke. I've never been good at it. But especially people that started with listening to that type of music like me, you don't want to hear stuff that Howard Levy's playing, that jazz. Who wants to listen to jazz when it's all about the emotion and the blues? But that's just the way people express themselves. That's the way he wants to play. Does Howard Jason Ritchie said this, I think. Does Howard Levy play the way he wants to play to show he's the best? No, he plays the way he wants to play in the way that shows him for who he is, the way he expresses himself. And so with the harmonica being so accessible and being so easy to play, people pick it up and then they just start wailing on it. But that's what they like to do because that's the way they express themselves. Now, that doesn't mean that there's these great harmonica players everywhere. In every single, I bet you, I don't know about every state. Yeah, I bet in every state there's 10 wonderful harmonic 10, I don't know about 10. There's 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 a lot of great harmonica players in every state. And they could play very well. They could play different types of music, different genres, and they could play many things, But who cares what they play as long as they're playing it? Like for me, I want to make this a profession out of it. So for me, I want to grow. I want to keep learning every day. I want to get better every day. I want to learn things that not everyone's doing. I want to do something different. I want to do things that are learn to be difficult, overblowing, overdraws. I want to do stuff that other people can't do to show how serious I'm taking it. But who really cares if the instrument means something different to every person? And that's the truth. And I think that's the truth with any instrument. But with the harmonica being so easily to access, and that we've heard so many people playing like this, that we've come to be okay with it. And I think that it is fine. But there's also a time to where you pick there's also a time where you um split music and emotion. Music and emotion always go together. But you can't play with them. You can only play with emotion. If you only play with emotion, then it may not sound like music. But if you only play with music, then it'll lack emotion. You need both together to make music. It sounds weird, but you need emotion in your music. You can't just have music or you'll sound. I was gonna play Mary Had a Little Lamb, but I don't know how to play that. I don't know why that came to my head, but uh, no emotion at all, just pure and born. You see, emotion was involved with that, which made it more musical. So I'm not saying that. What was I getting at there? I was getting at that you need to have you need to have music involved with your emotion to make it sound more powerful than just playing with straight emotion. Even just you could just use one note, or I guess two notes, but just that four draw bend, and you could make some great music out of that. BB King, he'd be bending the heck out of whatever he does, and that sounds great. It sounds emotional, but also musical at the same time. Because he's doing both at the same time. You got to think as a musician as well. But with the harmonica, I feel like that doesn't always come like that. And it makes sense why, because how are you going to translate music into the harmonica with when you can't even see what someone is doing when they're playing it? It makes sense, but there are things that the harmonica has that every other instrument has: scales, arpeggios, chords, just like stuff like that that makes it into an instrument. But where am I getting at? I think basically what I'm getting at is that this wasn't. I made this realization maybe 30 minutes ago that who really cares what someone else is playing as long as they like what they're doing. But if they're doing something that they want to be musical, then they have to have musical factors in it to be musical instead of them just playing into it. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense. It's a it's a weird thing to think about because I don't think a lot of other instruments have this problem. Maybe the kazoo, but I don't know if people play the kazoo like that professionally, you know, or the mouth harp. But jaw harp, I mean, not the mouth harp, the jaw harp. Boing, 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 boing. But yeah, I just come to that realization now that a lot of these people out here playing at jam sessions, they're not here to play profession. They're not here to play professionally. All of them, I think, all of them, they're playing there to have fun. They're playing there to show their emotion. They go to every jam session every week for years just because it's something they love to do and they like to do. They're not trying to gain something out of it. And for me, what am I trying to gain out of the harmonica? Well, at first it was just a hobby, but then it turned into something I love, and then turned into something I desired every day. Is the seeing myself grow and seeing myself passing up the greatest for me to become the great, not become the greatest, but become one of the greatest. That's what I want for me, because to show the love I have for the instrument and to also show what the instrument can carry within itself. I think that's what I want with the harmonica. But that was just a big all moment for me realizing that, and that I can't be mad at these harmonica players for them playing the way they play. Because why did they pick it up? Because they wanted to play in a way that they know the harmonica is one of the most expressive instruments. They wanted to just play the blues. They wanted to play what they wanted to play. I can't be mad at that. But I can be mad at ignorance. There's this guy on Facebook I saw, this middle-aged guy, maybe like 50 or 60. And his playing wasn't terrible necessarily, but it was super aggressive. He was blowing too hard, drawing too hard. It was just kind of all over the place too. And but it wasn't terrible. But then I looked at the comments, seeing what people were saying, and this one guy said, "Sounds great. Maybe try to relax more." And instead of him saying, "Okay, thank you for that," instead of him trying to take the constructive criticism, he said, "I've been playing professional my whole life. I don't need any of that." And now that's not even a harmonica thing. That's musicians in general. And that's very frustrating when someone thinks they're super good that they're not willing to listen to someone else, which is so dumb because with any instrument ever, you can never master an instrument. There's always more to grow from the instrument. There's always something else that you can do. I remember I thought I knew everything about the harmonica until I watched Jason Ritchie's 5 overblow video, and he was talking about how he would change positions for each chord change. So for 1-4-5, he's playing a minor pentatonic scale. And then on the 4, he would play in first position, playing the minor pentatonic scale. It's something like that. I forgot. But then on the 5th chord, he would go to third position for the minor pentatonic scale. And I was so amazed because then I realized, whoa, there's a lot more layers into this than what people think. Could it be ignorance, or could it just be not knowing? Could it be someone who thinks that they know everything already, or could it just be that they don't know any better? If I said that the right way. But it's very interesting to think about, and I wish that the harmonica got more respect than it did. So let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not trying to sound cocky, but when I go up on stage for jam sessions and they hear me play, they say, "Man, that was really good. You sounded great. I've never heard someone play the harmonica like that before." But it's just that they don't know any better. They're used to hearing that just old school blues. Instead, for me, I like to play more kind of like Jason Ritchie, fast licks, all of that. But I'm not the first to do it. I'm not the last to do it. I'm not the best at it. I'm not good at it either. I still need years and years of practice to get to that level. But like that, like this, people just don't know. People don't know any better. And it's kind of too bad because like with the guitar, there's this kid that I played with. His name is Jacob, 16 years old, and this kid could play for real. But and people are giving him props and stuff too, because he's such a young age and he's playing so good. But people have already heard it, so they know what to compare with others. They know how to compare it. But with a harmonica player that's trying to play more of an advanced style. I don't want to say it like that. More of a Jason Ritchie style of playing, Pat Ramsey style of playing. They don't really have a lot of people to compare that to because they're used to maybe just the old school blues, And it's kind of it's too bad. But like, and I didn't want to say that the blues isn't complicated, because it's very complicated. And when I hear Dennis Grueling play, he's such a good tone blocker, and his improvising is something that I don't understand at all. Compared to Jason Ritchie, maybe because I study him a lot more, I could understand what he's doing. I could understand or sometimes hear what scale he's in. I could follow along, but with Dennis Grueling, I can't. And it's something that's complicated because I don't spend enough time on it. I should, but I just don't. But basically what I'm getting at is that I can't be frustrated at people that just want to have fun and play the instrument. I can't be frustrated at people that want to make music but also express their emotions. But I can be frustrated with people that are ignorant and that are not willing to listen or grow when someone's trying to help them out. Um, but yeah, that's it with that. That's just a very, I've been thinking about that this whole week because that's all I've been doing recently is just thinking because it's hard to practice in those dorms unless I'm playing super quiet. But I watched a really good video today on Instagram of I'm just gonna call it the Chinese spa because I don't know what to call it. The two people I know that were there was Constantine Ronfield and Philippe Jers. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. But then at the end, like I think at the end of the convention or whatever, everyone got together and they were all playing this song. I don't know what it's called, but I know how it goes. Something like that. And I don't know if it's made up. I feel like I've heard it before, but maybe not. But it's interesting to hear that um let me rewind. I liked what I heard because each of them got a solo, and I heard Constantine's solo, and he was mixing the blues with his jazzy style playing. If you listen to Constantine Reinfeld, he could play the harmonica and not make it sound like a traditional harmonica. He makes it sound like a jazz instrument, like Howard Levy does. And he did some real nice stuff, chromatic stuff that you need to have overblows and really good understanding of the harmonica to do. And I really liked the way it sounded, and I like that style of playing of mixing that jazziness with the bluesness, which Jason Ritchie does too with like in Playboy when he does that's going up the chromatic scale. But or even no, that's not one. But you know he plays chromatically a lot. But with Constantine Reinfeld, he puts a lot more of a jazz emphasis on it, and I really liked what I heard. And especially after I got this Bobby Crow harmonica, I've been getting into it more because everything is so much easier to play on this. But and then I also heard not Constantine Philippe Jers, and he just did some normal blues at first, but then at one point he put in this Thelonious Monk song, and I don't even know what song it's called, but I remember Jason Ritchie did it one time. It's ah, but with Philippe Jers he had like a little swing to it. I can't, and then he did something like that where he did on the lower octave instead of he did. But that was very cool, and I really like that jazziness sound. I don't like it being played completely jazzy through a whole song. I don't like that. I don't think some bends sound that good being held for that long, unless it's Jason Ritchie doing it when he does like and Deliver Us when he hits a, but he does some vibrato in it and he makes it sound really good at the beginning of his solo. But yeah, I really like that style of play too. And what have I been doing for practicing? So, I don't think I talked about my second lesson with Jason Ritchie because I recorded that Ramblin video the day of. Okay, so let me talk about what we did for that second Jason Ritchie lesson. So, we didn't talk about unclosures that much. Instead, we talked about trying to get out of the habit of making our triads sound like this. like that. And so then he gave me an exercise of hitting the thirds of the 1 4 5. So like that. And then you had me go to the fifths, but I wasn't that I couldn't do it. I wasn't good at it. But now I could do it because I've been practicing more and thinking about it. But that was really it. Was just that. And then we talked about setting yourself up for the future. That was very important. I remember he was talking about we were on talking about fifths, I think. No, we're talking about thirds, and he'd be like, I set each note up. I set each 1 4 and 5 up. I started with the 3 jaw to the 2 blow, which is also 5 blow. So I set up with the, you see, and then when I hit that 4 chord, I went, and I'm hitting that 2 half step bend or the 5 overblow or the fifth on the fifth on the fifth, the third on the fifth. I'm hitting the third. No, I'm hitting the no, yeah, the I'm hitting the third on the 5th chord. Yep, that's right. So yeah, so I set up each note to be prepared for the future. And honestly, it was so simple, but it still confused me, and it shows that I still have so much more work to do with this harmonica. And that's all I've really been doing. I haven't been able to practice as much because I'm in the dorms and it's hard to practice, and I don't like sitting in my cars for a long time because this town scares me a little bit, and it's getting dark, so I'm even more scared now. But and I'm in a empty parking lot. I don't know. I need to relax. But yeah, so it's a lot more that I could learn, and it's just so fun. And what I've been doing is just thinking in my head of different exercises I could do. I think of I think of 4 blow. What is the 4 blow to the 1 chord? Let's think. Let's play the major chord to use the Nashville numbering system to figure out what it is. So it's the 4 to the 1 chord. Now what is it to the second? To the second. I don't that I actually don't know because I'm not that smart yet. But I need to use something that I could, or like, okay, but what is it to the 5th chord? It's the 7th. You hear that? 4 blow. Like that. See, you understand? I hope I did that right. And if I didn't, the smart ones will pick it up and comment what I did wrong and say I'm not good at music and I need to practice a lot more. But I've been doing that too. Just a lot of thinking. And I've also been drawing a lot while listening to music, because it's when you're so used to a art, doing some type of art form, and you're doing that for so long, and it's the way of you expressing yourself, that when you can't do it for a long time, you turn to different ways of expressing yourself. And that, for me, that's been drawing. So I've been drawing while listening to music. If I hear something I like, I try to learn it on the harmonica. Most of the time I can't figure it out because it's on a saxophone or trumpet, because I listen to jazz when I'm doing it and I can't figure it out. But yeah, that's really all I've been up to this week. I hope you guys understood the tangent that I went on at the beginning. I feel like it's very important to talk about that. But Yeah, that's really it. I hope you guys like my collection video. I had so much fun recording that. That's my favorite video for sure. Just 55 or 58 minutes of me just straight talking. But yeah, I guess this is another long one of me just talking too, but yeah, it's all just fun. All just fun. Just trying to get better every day, trying to learn more. I got another lesson with him on the 10th of this month. So I'm excited to see what I'm going to learn. And I need to practice more of my enclosures on different notes. Let me think. 5 blow. All right, got that. 6 blow. All right, 7 overdraw. Ah, yeah, that's right. Going up to it, going up 2 notes to it, going down 2 notes to it. But yeah, just stuff like that. But I need to I've gotten good at doing it like that, but I need to do that while music's going in the background. And I think I'm running out of space, so storage on my phone for video. But that's really all I've been up to. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys understood where I was coming from the beginning. And I think a lot of you guys will understand that too, that frustration, but then at the end realizing that we've all picked up the harmonica for the reason, and we're all still playing it today for a reason, and all of our reasons are different. So yeah, that's really it. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'm gonna get myself back to my dorm because it's dark and scary. So peace.